setting up. Three, two, one.
Hello, everyone. This is the SCRD water supply update for August the 10th, 2023. I am Shane Walkie, Manager of Utility Services. So there's good news this week. It rained. This on the 8th and the 9th. The weather forecast, though, predicted a much smaller amount of rain. They'd called for 2 or 3 millimeters overnight. And fortunately, it rained about 26 millimeters up at Chapman Lake, which has been great news and had a positive impact on the watershed. The creek flows have increased somewhat, and we're seeing some tributaries contributing water to the creek. But that rainfall in itself is not enough to recover what we've used in storage in the lake. And with more hot weather coming and the lake storage that's already being used, we need to continue to conserve water. BC has drought conditions across the entire province, and they're urging people to, and businesses across all sectors, to reduce water usage as much as possible. And you can see that we're in stage 4 right now in our area. And the stream flows across BC are showing, reduced flows. And the province recently sent out letters to all water license holders encouraging residents to conserve water use. One area where residents are used to conserving water is Eastbourne, and we want to thank that community for the way that they use water year round. But we're currently on stage 4 in Eastbourne. The well volumes, the well levels drop at this time of year, and there's less water available. So that's why on Eastbourne there's water rationing, and again, thanks to the residents with their good water conservation. There we go. South Pender water system. The community has responded, and thank you. You can see on this graph here that the daily consumption by the average daily water use has reduced considerably from June. And as you can see from last year, we were using quite a bit more at this time. But the difference with this year is, as you can see, the prior 3 months have been much higher than the consumptions we were using last year. Letters have been sent out to all water users in the South Pender water system on July 19th to notify them of this stage. And it's been great that they have reduced their consumption. And the SCRD bylaws infraction online forms are available if you feel that you're noting an infraction and would like to report it. So the way that we're moving water around in South Pender is releasing water from Harris Lake down to McNeil Lake. I touched on this last presentation, and staff have been up there working, and you can see the one person in the picture here measuring the level at the lake, and working to clean out that channel that's right in the forefront there to continue water flowing from Harris to McNeil. Staff are also discussing supply options to increase water supply to McNeil Lake from Harris Lake now and in the future, and those things are being worked on right now. This picture I used last time as well. So Harris Lake is to the right and McNeil is to the lower left, and just to the left of McNeil Lake, I didn't note this last time, but there's a little white dot. That's the South Pender water treatment plant. So we're gravity feeding water from Harris Lake down to McNeil Lake right now. And what it's doing is stabilizing McNeil Lake quite well. The lake level is still dropping, but not as much as it was prior to that. It's working quite well, which is a good thing. And Madeira Park's up at the top left for those people that want to get a reference of where these lakes are and where the treatment plant is. We need to keep flows down in the system, which it is right now, to make sure that we meet our permits extraction numbers from McNeil Lake. This is a picture of Chapman Lake moving down to the regional water system. This picture was taken this morning. As you can see, we're starting to see the beaches, the sides of the lake being exposed. The lake level's down to about 60% of storage is still available. So that beaches you're seeing there is using about 40% of our volume. And in the next picture here, as you can see, the siphons are well out of the water now. Usually they're submerged in water, and the lake continues to go down. But with the rain, we were able to throttle back on the valves because more water is being fed from the watershed. So we may see a stabilization of the lake for a day or two, and we'll note that on a graph moving on in pretty coming up in the presentation here. So stage 3 was called for tomorrow on the Chapman water system. The average daily use is 1,000 liters per day in this system. And so in stage 3, the differences from stage 2 to stage 3 is really that you're not allowed to use sprinklers. It's time to wrap them up and put them away. But you're still allowed to sprinkle trees, flowers, and shrubs for 1 hour a day. If you would look at the our water conservation regulations at 7 a.m. to 8 a.m., 7 p.m. to 8 p.m., and food producing trees and plants have some watering allowed as well by handheld. So please review our water conservation regulations. As of tomorrow, there's no sprinklers. This graph was discussed last time as well in the presentation. The pink line on the left is this year, 2023, and the red line is 2022. Our goal really is to get that pink line over to the right side of the red line so that we're doing better than last year. But currently, as you can see, we're still on the left side of the line. So that means we're further down in the lake than we were at this time last year. The yellow and the green are previous years, and you can see the yellow and green and the blue and purple. That's when we normally recover our lake in late September, mid-late September, the rains come, we start recovering, but you can see what happened last year with the red. It didn't recover until November. And so that's what we're working towards, ensuring that we have at least the same amount of water as we did last year. And so that's why we're going through calling stage 3, continuing to make adjustments at the lake and trying to do what we can to, as I said, move that pink line over onto the other side of the red line so we're doing better than last year. With these rains, again, I might see that pink line maybe flatten out a little bit for a day or two and then start to drop again. So hopefully we'll move a little bit closer to the red line like last year. Church Road water will hope to get us on the correct side of that red line. On our website, if you go to our main page, and you can go further down into our website to find more information, there's a lot of information we're providing, and this picture is one of them. You can go on, and most days we're updating it. We try to update it every day right now, but during the weekends we'll wait till Monday. But you can see that it's dropping 1% or 2% every single day. At the beginning it was about 1%, but as we get further down into the lake, it drops by 2-3% a day. And that's why we're doing the stages that we are. This is a pie graph of the sources that we're using to provide water to the regional water service area. You can see our daily consumption right now is approximately 17,000 cubic meters a day. And that number is slightly dropping each week as we go, which is good that people are conserving more water. You'll note that the majority of the water came from Chapman this week, and none from Church Road, a bit from Grey Creek, which unfortunately we've had to turn off because of this recent rain. The turbidity has spiked up and we've turned it off, and we're monitoring it to hopefully get it back online. A Church Road update. So When it rained at the end of July, we turned it off to because we could use water from Chapman, similar to what we're doing right now. And that gave us an opportunity to review some of the challenges we were having this station. And one was an electrical component was quite hot, and we were quite concerned about that unit. Since then, we've done an analysis. We've talked to electrical engineers and talked to the supplier of the part, and it all seems to be working within its proper allowances. So as of earlier this week, we've turned Church Road back on, and we're running Church Road at about 15 to 25 liters a second, and we're hoping to increase that volume as soon as possible. In the next day or two, we'll just keep ramping it up. But we also have some materials coming in the next week or two to replace that unit, which will make it more cooler running in the system and possibly better. So that's good news that Church Road is up and running and providing a reasonable amount of water. An example is our Chester Road well provides 9 or 10 liters a second. So if we're running 20 liters a second, it's the equivalent of 2 Chester Road wells. Staff are continuing to work with the community for leak resolution. We read the meters. We have notification that there's leaks on services, and we follow up directly with properties, with communication, with letters, shut-off notices if appropriate. And the leaks in the summer are frequently related to irrigation systems. People think they've turned their sprinklers off, but they're still leaking, and you don't notice it because it's just underground. This time of year, you might start seeing green patches in your lawn where all the rest is brown and golden and not green looking. That might be an indication that you have a leak in your irrigation system. July water data is being analyzed and for commercial and residential leaks. This is a list of water communications that we do for drought communication. We were asked last committee meeting, is there any way that we can improve these? And this is just a note of what we do right now. So you can see that we have newspaper ads, radio ads, we do social media. We try to reach everybody in a different way. And we're trying to attend more functions in the community to have a staff member available for questions and comments. And this notes that recently staff have been at booths at the IGA, Roberts Creek Farmer Market, and most recently at the Pender Harbor Days, which was quite well received. A number of people have signed up for updates, and you can see also that the SRD staff will host an information session with the Sunshine Coast Regional Economic Development Organization and Tourism on August the 16th. Also at the note at the bottom there, staff maintain the dedicated water update website. If you want more information, please go to our website. There's lots of information, and if there's more ways that people can think of that we can communicate with people better, we're open to suggestions. Chapman Creek, staff are working on the environmental flow needs reduction. What we've done is we're working with the province to try and reduce the flows in Chapman Creek when possible, and then that would conserve water and hold water back in Chapman Lake. We met with the staff a couple of days ago, and we're expecting more information back from them any day now. And we are working with biologists to ensure that everything is done correctly and that there's no negative impacts to the creek. A few water supply projects that we're still working on in the last few weeks here is the Langdale Well field design. We've had a meeting about how to site that properly. Groundwater investigation, we've had a kickoff meeting for 5 more test wells to be drilled in the coming months. And we've also been in discussions with the town of Gibson's about a watershed agreement and accessing town of Gibson's water. We're still not doing that. We're still not accessing town of Gibson's water Again, we're in discussions of if we need to do that very soon, that will be available. The next update for a water supply update will be August 24th, 2023, and we'll see how things are going then. And then the last thing is a picture of 3 staff cleaning the Chapman intake, smiling, I think because the job's done, but staff are working very hard, diligently to ensure that we keep everybody in water and do the best we can to get through this very hot and dry time. Thank you, and I look forward to our next meeting.